Hi dolls! Today I'm doing my eyebrow routine. This is what I do almost every day. And I'm starting off taking my MAC brow pencil in the color Spiked. This is my favorite. Then I'm taking my Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in dark brown, along with the brush it came with. At one side is spoolie and the other side is a brush. And I'm just going to go ahead and take the spoolie end and brush my brows up. They need to be tamed. I have really coarse brows, so they kind of go all over the place, so having this spoolie is amazing. And it's really like a nice stiff brush, so I like that. Then I'm taking the brow pencil, and I'm going to start in the center. I have a lot of sparse areas, but I'm going to start with the pencil, and I start from the center and work my way backwards first. So what I do is I kind of draw this line on the bottom. Now everything, like when I do my brows, I do it a different way every time, but one thing that is consistent is I always kind of draw the bottom line first. And if you have trouble with a heavy hand, just hold it at the back and that will help you apply less pressure. So now I'm kind of drawing towards the front, and this really helps to guide where to place the brush and the powder. So now at the top I'm making little strokes. This kind of helps you draw your like a natural brow instead of more defined. Now I usually just define it on the bottom instead of the top. Now a rule of thumb is to place the pencil and hold it at your nose and the corner of your eye, and that kind of tells you where your brow should end. So I'm going to extend it a little more. And then I'm just going to start filling it in a little more at the end. So you see how it ends perfectly, and that's where you should stop. So then I'm just going to go in and just start filling in all the sparse areas. And you really got to take your time with this because I love natural brows, so it is very time consuming, but I think a powder might be a little faster, but I like doing this because it's my brow color, and it kind of just, you can like draw in little hairlines with a pencil rather than powder. So I like going in with this first, but you see how I'm barely making any dark lines. So now I'm taking the lighter powder from the duo and I put it towards the front of my brow, and this will give it a nice gradient effect from having it go from dark to light. So just keep that in mind when doing your brow. You do want them to look natural, and normally most people's brows are light towards the front and darker towards the end. So now I'm just kind of filling that in different ways. I go up and then I go sideways just to make sure I get every angle. Then I go in with the spoolie constantly and just kind of blend it, and that kind of distributes the product throughout your brow. So then going with the dark color, I'm going underneath and kind of setting the pencil where I did that line. And this is a good trick because I don't like using concealer all around my brows to make them define. So a nice trick is just to use a dark color underneath it, and that will define it just on its own. So then just kind of taking the dark powder and going and just filling all the sparse areas that are left. And after a good spoolie, you're pretty much done with the brow. I mean, that's really all I do. It's really, really easy. Now, you don't need to spend a whole bunch of time on each brows getting them alike because no brow is the same. They are sisters, not twins. Just keep that in mind. So, just going ahead and filling in the sparse areas like always. I did want to film like both brows because I felt like one brow isn't enough. So I'm taking the pencil again and measuring to see where my brow should end, and then just go ahead and fill your brows in, and as you can see it is the right area. So I'm just going to go and fill the ends and everywhere, And seriously, this piece of hair, just keep flicking it up. It is getting in the way and on my nerves. So what did I do? I go and took some tweezers and ouch! Ooh. Okay. So now that that's gone, I'm going to go ahead and do my whole frame my brow kind of thing. So making a line just like the other one. And remember, if you have a heavy hand, just hold it at the end, but it took me a while to kind of master the pressure I need for my brows. But really, just use a really, really soft hand, because if you push too hard, it's just going to look really blotchy. But thank God for a spoolie, because it really blends it out for you. And this is Anastasia products are amazing. This brush, I love it. So now I'm going into the lighter color in the Duo, and I'm going to start at the beginning of my brow and kind of trace the line I used with the pencil and then kind of sweep up from there. And going at different angles will really ensure the product is in your brow and covers all the sparse areas. So just go over that a few times and everything should really be covered. And then use the spoolie to kind of blend everything out. It helps getting all the extra powder out of your brows as well. Then going in with the dark color, I kind of use that in the middle of my brow. You see the difference it makes? It's kind of cool. So again, I kind of trace it and over the powder, and I go in the center and at the end of my brow so that everything can look cohesive. Cohesive. I love that word. Okay, then use a spoolie to take any extra product out and blend everything as well. And whatever the extra product I have, I use towards the front of my brow. Then I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. This gel is amazing. I'm just going to go ahead and set my brows, and this will ensure that your brows won't be going everywhere like mine and stays put, and it really does the job. So that is how I fill in my brows. I really hope this helped. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a wonderful day and a fabulous week. Bye, lovies!